All right, so we're preparing for this trading slash survival game, and um, we're you're here at 2, and I need a little bit more time to work out the trading elements and the rounds elements. But while you're here, I want you to think about um, uh, getting familiar with the game and maybe even adding some items to it. So just to tell you what it is, basically what we're going to do is you are going to you're going to start off the game with certain items like these. Like some of them might be weapons, some of them might be raw materials like wood, some of them might be water, etc. So you're going to get a few of these things to start, okay? And then you're also going to be able to identify some skills that you'd like to have. Your player is going to know how to do certain things, like might know how to make fire with wood, or make fire with rocks. Or maybe it knows how to hunt small game like rabbits or birds or something like that for food. And then you're going to have certain items over here, okay? And then you're going to be in a game board where you're going to be able to trade items with other members of the other players. So let's say you don't have any food, but you have 3 knives. You might trade one of your knives for some food, okay? And basically what happens is your goal is to both survive and then to thrive, okay? And we'll probably just get through survival today, in all honesty, because we need to develop this a little bit more. But the way it's going to work is let's say that you have a bow and arrow, okay? And you have the knowledge about how to hunt birds or something like that. Well, then you're going to have the opportunity, you'll have the ability to, if you stumble upon some birds, or if you are in an area that has a lot of birds, then you'll be able to hunt those and get food, okay? So these things are combinations, and what that means is that you have the collection of items, skills, and events that lead to something, and you need to have food in order to survive the round. So that's going to happen. The rounds are going to come, and you'll have to have a certain amount of food or a certain amount of water or shelter or whatever in order to survive. Then other things that might happen are these events. So for instance, let's say you get a bear attack. Well, a bear attack is set up so that if you get attacked by a bear, if you draw that card, then you're going to die, okay? Unless you have an attack defense combination. Well, what's an attack defense combination? An attack defense combination might mean that you have a bow and arrow, okay? So if you have a bow and arrow, then that means that you have this ability to defend yourself against attack, okay? And so the theory here is that we have these things together, and if you're here at 2 o'clock and I'm still working on the game, then I'm going to suggest that you make some suggestions. You click over here, I'll put an add button here, and you can add some items, or you can add some skills, or you can even add some events. And if you're feeling really saucy, you can add some combinations, okay? But even if you just added items and skills and potentially events, now this is taking place in the woods, okay? So we're not talking about, and it's kind of a natural experience. So don't bring no electronics, no guns, no anything like that. This is kind of wilderness survival type situation. I suppose you could have like a flashlight or something like that, but nothing electronic beyond that. And what you can do is, if you also want to look at any of these individual ones, because we're all working on this together, you can click here and see what the description is. So for instance, when I go to attack hunting, this says, what do I need? I have arrow and bow. And then what the theory here too is that if you have the hunting combination and you run into a situation like some situation, then you might even walk out of there with some food. Okay, I don't have food listed here, but you might walk out of here with some food. All right, so this is getting there. But if you want to help develop it by suggesting ideas or skill or items or skills or events, then that's what you can be working on while I'm still finishing up the game. And what we'll try to do is reconvene at 3 and see if I can get the trading piece of the game working and then also the rounds piece of the game working. All right?